See the first one in here as we get the live chat going. All right, live. We're live. That last stream was lagging out pretty good there. They didn't like that talk, did they? Talking about their system they got in play. They don't want you exposing it, huh? So. All right, well, better make your own system. It's kind of a multifaceted. We can make this stream, obviously. Back in time, right? Got to get back in time. So what's that all about? Like, got to get back in time, like washing tinfoil back in time. So we'll see if we can get a better stream going here. Yeah, boy, hold on. Let's see, we got one person in here. Get that tilted down a little bit more. All right. So we can see the chat there. Well, obviously that's probably where we should go. We should go back in time, back to the old ways. The old ways are tried and tested and true and always worked for hundreds, sometimes thousands, right? Thousands of years. So back in time when maybe when gold and silver were money. How about that? Back in time, huh? No. Go on, Todd. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Dad's live streaming again, so go lay down. All done. Go. No, go lay down. What's coming through here? Sorry, puppy's trying to get. So, again, you know, back in time where, how about back in time when the government feared the people? When the government feared the people. How about that? You remember that? You that old enough to remember when the government feared the people? When the people weren't a bunch of bootlickers and feared the government? Well, that was a different time, huh? See? Bring a whole new meaning to get back in time, don't it? How about when they threw tea in the harbor over 3% taxes? Oh, yo, just keep it the way it is, right? You like the way it is? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, they do. They love their overlord. They like to vote for their overlords and be ruled and policed. They want to be, yes, respect my authority. It's the boot that they lick, that they like, excuse me, upon their neck. So, all right, we got the old algorithm pretty fired up there last time, didn't we? That's all right. You only get one meat suit flesh in this lifetime for you. Gotta someday that seventh seal will open up and that book of judgments, and everybody who ever walked this earth will be judged. The dead will rise from the ashes in the dust, and they'll pass through that book of judgment. So yeah, only get one meat suit ride in this here temporary physical experience. So back to the dirt you go. Came from the dirt, you'll go back to the dirt. Everything you own came from the dirt, it'll all go back to the dirt. Man of the land and soil myself. Came from this corrupt dust and dirt, and I'll go back to this corrupt dust and dirt. No fear. No fear. Evil will be taken from this earth. So it is the promise. Promise of fire. The promise of the new heaven and the new earth. What you know about that? How about an inheritance? What does that mean? You will inherit. The meek will inherit the earth. He didn't say weak, he said meek. There's a difference between being meek and being weak. They don't have the same definition, do they? So, back in time. Got to get back in time, right? It's better the way it is right now. You like all your convenience, your drive-thrus, your Starbucks, your smart. I mean, yeah. Is that smart or is that a smart meter? I don't know how smart that is, but how about you become your own power company and meter it yourself, meter off their system, eh? Become your own smart meter. Aha. So they should call those stupid meters, huh? You hooked up to a hashtag stupid meter. Why do they hashtag things? I don't know. Just because it sounds funny, I guess, right? Hashtag. Like putting it out in the ether, right? The opposition, the ether. Hey, wasn't that what Mr. Tesla is messing with now? Let's not trigger that algorithm again. We got the thing all laggy last time. They didn't like that. So, thanks for coming back in. We'll get the old ramblings going here. We'll try to keep it to a minimum, though. This old algorithm sometimes. Al. Remember Al? The piece of crap Al Gore, prize winner? Your children will never see snow again. How's that global warming goodness working out for you now there, Al? Speaking of breakfast, what'd you have for breakfast? Spotted Al. Check that out. Said that earlier. Check this out. No, go lay down. I don't want you to go back and forth. I'm going to charge a toll. This cabin's not the big enough for the both of us. Boy, puppy dog. Go lay down or something. Go on. I'll come back through here. You're going to get up there. All right, go lay on the cat, please. Give Banner some room. All right. Get out of my, please. Oh, you're spamtastic. Look at you. You're a bot. Holy bot. Oh. Oh. Got the pup in here. The puppins with the dad. It's all right, let's get rid of the trolls. Oh, would you stop it? Sorry, the puppy's trying to steal the show here. No, don't go behind Dad. Watch it, old puppy dog. What are you doing? Leave the kitty alone. What are you doing? Lay down. So the puppies are all in my face. I know, he's stealing the show, always does. And then he went and laid right on the cat. Just like I said, look. Laid right on the cat. Now they're both laying on the cat. Poor kitty. What are you doing? What are you doing? What a life. Hanging out by the wood stove. Got cabin fever. Stop harassing the kitties. Can you guys see that? They don't care at all. I knew they just lay on top of each other. Silly cats. Puppins. No. Anyways. Stealing the show, boys. Good old puppy dog. So, all right, little cabin fever out here. A little ramblings of a cabin man. So, Yeah, they're all just hanging out by the wood stove. Wood stove's cranking. They've been in and out. You literally are smashing him. Oh, Tago, you weigh like 125 pounds. That cat weighs like 16 pounds, and you're laying off. He's tried to get up like 3 times. The cat tried to get out, but I guess you don't. What a life. I guess there's still on this. There we go. Finally, he got up. What do we do, Putz? Just hanging out. I'd come back on here for a little bit. Can't better not be on here all night. But thought I'd talk about got to get back in time. 88, huh? Why you gotta go 80 miles an hour to go back in time? No, we shouldn't talk about all that. Let's not talk about that. We could talk about like rinse and tinfoil or like the old ways, like I was saying. Back when the government was feared the people. Not the people feared the government. But what are you trying to do? Go back? No, we ain't going back to those days. I'm just kidding. But you can sort of speak in your own way. You can make your own system. Get off your stupid meter, become your own power company. Become empowered. Obviously, he's hopping back up here. Now he's gonna go lay on the dogs. Watch now the kitty's gonna go lay on top of the dogs. I love it. These silly puppet dogs. You guys are silly. Hold on, I got one that wants back out, man. It's musical kitties out here today, I tell you what. Oh, hold on there, kitten. Hold on, kitten boy. Mr. Donald. All right, sorry. My agent Orange, Operation Warp Speed kitty, Jonald Don wants outside, so I had to put old Jonald, Jonald Don, Mr. Agent Orange kitten. So, yeah, he likes to be outside, but he's a good kitten boy as well. So, what's happening on your side of the tracks? What side of the bed did you wake up on today? Which way does your head face when you sleep? Yeah, there's nobody for them to fight with because we live way out here, and they can fight with the coyotes or whatever, the owls, the birds, but we don't have any no neighbors out here. We're out in the country. We gone country. Better get to the country booth soon. You're not getting out of the cities. Got to get back in time. You'll wish you were back. Oh, wow, yeah. Before they put you in the Hotel California. Yeah, the boonies are the best place to live, out in the boonies. That's where I'm at. Yep, good. There we go. Good call. Out in the boonies. Out there where they all can't see your hand in front of their face. Not where it's so dark, people don't want to go. Don't come out where I'm at if you're afraid of the dark. You can't see your hand in front of your face out here. And it's nice and quiet. Just the animals making noises. That's about it. Sometimes them cows up the road there, next door. They'll come over, and they don't make too much noise though. Huh? Just the puppins and all them coyotes out there. Oh, we got a ton of coyotes. Probably got about 200 coyotes from the end of the driveway over there to that side of the mountain over there at Table Rock. We got a ton that denned up over there, and yep, they like it out here. They eat off all those all the varmints, all the prairie dogs, the whistle pigs. We call them sage rats out here in the high desert, but they got a different name for them. Different places, still the same thing, right? Prairie dog. I remember I was back east, they call that prairie dog. Some places they might call it a whistle pig, right? Hey, be nice. He's just trying to lay with you. You guys went and lay on him, so don't get mad if he lays on you. You lay on him all the time. You be growling at my kitten boy. They're gonna lay on top of him and not say nothing. The cat kind of leans over and kind of leans on him. You guys are knuckleheads. Just laying together. Still just chilling like villains here. Rupture pandas. Oh yeah. The old raccoons, man. Those things are. We don't have too many raccoons. Only a couple ever been seen out here. Too much. Not too many out over here. But yeah, there are a lot of cities, and raccoons have taken over some of the cities in some places, some of the suburbs, and can't stop being a dick. Bubbo, be nice. Be nice, Bubbo. So he's being his old self. South Africa, nice. South Africa. That was a beautiful place before the United States came in there and just took it and turned it into ruins, huh? Freaking America. Yeah, my Tango black and white. He's 12 years old. He ain't got one gray hair on him. The other one's the dog. It's a hybrid that I breed out. His mom was half dingo, wild dingo, and his dad was blue heeler. That was the his mom and dad from one side, and then his other was bred him with the Aussie, so backbred to create a Texas Aussie instead of a Texas heeler, a hybrid. Normally, a Texas heeler is a blue heeler bred with an Aussie. We backbreed it the wild dingo to give it more drive. Dingoes are good. They give working dogs high drive. They want to work all day. That's a turd. You have to make them stop working. They just want to work. That's all they want to do. So one of the things we do out here at the ranch, Silver Rock Ranch, is to sustain life is to breed out some animals and give the farmers hell all the time for everything. Call them out, but then sell them dogs so they'll put up with me. How about that? You get to a person through their stomach, but if they're a farmer, you can get to them through a dog. That dog right there would do the work of 3 men. Take him all day. He'd do it about an hour himself. So they're very valuable pets and very useful service animals. Good dogs. So I do that hybrid. He's a good dog, though. They're definitely unique, and anybody ever has gotten them has just been extremely happy with what we've done there. We've created a good hybrid there. But anything can be seems like anything goes now. They sell everything. Everything's crossbred, but sometimes things crossbred for purpose. Yeah, don't take the hopium. Don't be slamming that hopium, please. With your back in time. Got to get back in time, Mr. 88. 88 gigawatts. Silly. Oh. Silly, silly, silly. Imagine that. I think we're gonna go back in. Are we gonna go back in time or back to the future? Oh my goodness. They're just toying with you, huh? Just doing the verbal voodoo on you. Like make America great again? Like MAGA? Yeah. Oh, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So, I hate to break it to you, you are the swamp. Like Flushing Meadows? Yep. Just like Flushing Meadows. Oh my goodness. They had to know we'd figure it out, right? Maybe that's what they wanted us to do, is figure it out. Figure it out. That's why they wrote it, encoded it, gematria, right? Alchemy. It's all part of their visual and verbal voodoo, where they cast spells on you and tell you lies through your vision on their box, on their cabra, their black box, black mirror, on their black mirror, right? Hopium. It's got to be one of the funniest things. I cannot wait to be like out of this flesh and, you know, put some thousands of years on this or whatever, hundreds or whatever. Look back and look at all the thumpsters with their slamming their hopium and how he ran cover for old Creepy Joe, right? That's when I've been loving exposing that. Ephesians 5, right? Be not partaker in their unfruitful works of darkness. We expose their unfruitful works, right? So, Mr. Creepy Trump is running cover for old Creepy. He's not sleepy, remember? I love it. I'm so big. Oh man. Oh, it happened again. I love it. It happened again. He went on there and knocked it out of the park with his State of the Union address. Old creepy old politician. Poly meaning tick, meaning bloodsucker, right? Poly meaning many. Yeah, many bloodsuckers. They're all a bunch on the same team. Two cheeks to the same hole, huh? Two wings to the same dragon. But yeah, went up there and yeah, he had a couple little tiny stumbles, but he didn't even have to go back and even correct himself. He just ran right through it, man. Knocked it out of the park. He's not sleepy. These people, I'm gonna steal. I just laugh and I'm just enjoying it in the moment. I'm still enjoying that State of the Union, you know. Migrant. Nah, you know, let me get y'all telling what all these migrants are going to spend all this money on migrants, and then America. So, freaking these people in America are lost, man. They have not. Oh well, it is what it is. What can you do? You got to go down with the ship, right? I chose to defend this country, even though I hate the army, all that nonsense, this war machine going around just pounding everybody. But it's coming back. There's a buzz outside the walls of the United States of America. Everybody knows this country is up. You can put a fork in her. She's done. But not here in America. We're still the good guy. Can't tell people in America that they're the bad guy. They don't want to hear that. But we are. And history will tell, you know, war machine. So, but anyways, yeah, these I don't know. They're jokers, right? They're actors, whether they wear an orange face or they're tripping. It's just an act. He ain't tripping. That's an act. I was trying to tell people that too. You guys are being played. Mr. Drump is running. Mr. Warp Speed's running cover for the guy. Don't you remember during he campaigned? Oh yeah, yep. He was creepy when he before the campaign, but then as soon as the campaign, then he was sleepy, right? Then he turned into Sleepy Joe. So what a creep. They're both creeps. They're both creeps. They're all creeps. When asked who your favorite pretendant is, who will it be? None of them. They're all a bunch of. George Washington was a 33-year Mason. Don't even think about it. Even the founding father, who might have had a little bit of sense to him, he said no foreign entanglements. Now they all just love war, you know? So, yeah, and George Washington, at least he went to war. These people just stay in their little, ivory towers and send drones out, and they're mass murderers, and people love and vote for them. So, vote for a mass murderer. Hey, I'm a mass murderer, but I'm red. Oh, I'm a mass murderer and I'm blue. So you're still a mass murderer, but you're authorizing these navies. You're, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. He's a commander in chief. He's, the silliness. It'll all go away soon. I know it's all coming to an end. I see it. I've waited so long for these days, actually, and we're finally here. This is it. The apocalypse. Whoa. Yes, the revelation. We're here. We made it. It's been a long time coming, but the veil is being lifted. Can't hide this anymore. Everybody knows outside the walls of America that America's the bad guy. Don't tell that anybody in America. They won't believe you. They think America team. Everything is awesome when you're part of the team, America. Yeah, I'm silly. Just silly, huh? No. Hey, let's just send more money. Hey, do you know of another nation that taxes the snot out of their citizens and sends it to America? No, I didn't think of anyone. No, not one, huh? Silly country. Oh my goodness. That's right. It's all the jots and all the tittles are coming to pass. But it's fun to watch, man. I tell you, it's fun to watch. The destruction of this beast system that's gone around and enslaved with 800 military bases around the nation, right around the whole wide world. Whole WHIRLED world or WORLD world. I don't know. You can't corkscrew and spin me, so I'm not in none of that stuff. But yep, 800 military bases over 180 countries. That's sickening. There's no other nation that has. That's nothing. We spend $1 trillion every year. That's more than all the military budgets combined in the world. One country, America. Now we're printing $1 trillion every 100 days. So you can't sustain that for long, guys. And if you know anything about economics, you can't sustain that for long. That ship's sinking. It's going down, boys. It's going down. She's going down. She's taking on water quicker and quicker. So I don't know. But I know what the Word of God said. So once this one's done, you guys need to enjoy this freedom, because this beast system will take over, and it's not some kind of, devil with horns. It's a it system. It's the dragon. It's give its power and authority to this spiritual AI antichrist system that's about ready to be revealed when this whole boot in the neck of the nations with the oil dollar, which nobody wants anymore. That's called communism. Communism will take over, brothers and sisters. We're almost there, and I wish I could tell you, it's going to get a bunch better, and it's going to be la-di-da-di, but nope. We're going in towards a worldwide communism, but you can check out and make your own community. You can grow vegetables, organic, all by yourself. You can grow a garden. Oh, wait, the city, you can't grow a garden in the city, right? They don't let you. Oh, man. Oh, these poor people live in the city. But you could have your own meat source. Like you can raise chickens and eat blue and yellow and, no, well, not yellow, but yellow eggs. You silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. Green and blue and brown eggs, well, they got all kind of different, but organic eggs, organic vegetables. You could raise sheep, pigs, cows, chickens. Hey, you know that you could raise 10 rabbits. You can do seven bucks and 3 does and raise as much meat as a whole cow. How about that? That's a whole lot easier to manage than a bunch of cow, right? All at one time. So, yeah, see, you can be your own community, and you don't have to be all communist, on that other side. Remember the other side of, and I'm not talking like old hippie community, but, talk about people with a common bond that said, hey, like Twisted Sister, remember? You're not going to corkscrew and spin me, but we're not going to take it, right? Remember Twisted Sister? Form your own community. Dorito, Bud Light the system. Remember? I don't want to hear about bubbles and none of that nonsense. Speaking of bubbles, how's my Canadian folks doing up there, boy? Those people, they just got to talk about the boot of the neck of the nation. But Mr. Trudeau there, boy, you're just going to take all your money out of your account and you even support anything. That was insane. Still find it so hard that people just sleep on that. But they sleep on a lot of things, right? They sleeping on the chili bowl and living in, oh man, they just had Texas is feeling the old Mr. Warp Speed, huh? Well, man, 1 million acres, guys, 1 million acres. 1 million acres. That's insane in the membrane. Largest fire ever, I think, in the state of fire. I don't know about, yeah, fire. How they, whoa, hey, ho, do me, baby. Do me, baby. So, yeah, it's getting a little hard to watch, but what can you do? He said we have to endure to the end to be saved. So we got to go through this sorrows, this birthing pains, this intensification. Remember I said it's not going to get better. It's going to get worse, but not for everybody. Not for everybody, but there'll be those who thrive and those who just barely survive. And most will die, because that's just the way it's written. Well, they've already told us, you take the power down and that's it. Americans, all they do is sit around and play video games and get hopped up on sugar most of the time. And, as a majority, a lot of them. And whether it be the Gatorades or the Frappuccinos or the Red Bulls or whatever it is, the excess candy. Really been looking a lot at that lately too. Diet is just, in America, is just absolute. I don't see how people just don't fall out like flies walking down the street. Well, think about it. They just feed us poison. We're like cockroaches here in America. We just won't die. They feed us the stuff the ants won't eat. And the insects and the birds won't eat, yet we eat it and feed it to our kids. That's insane. See? America can't sustain this for too much longer. Poisoning that, they got the cellulose levels where if they put any more cellulose in your food, you start succumbing to disease. They got that maxed out. Can't put no more in it. FDA says, nope, that's it. The highest 28%. You put any more in there, it'll be too much. Never forget your shrinkflation, all this other crap they've been doing to this food, the genetically modification. It's insane. It's insane. See? Like cockroaches. Can't believe how the people don't drop out like flies. Because most people are hopped up on every time you walk out any store in America, pretty much there's sugar. They're staring at you in the face. Hi, I'm a whatchamacallit. Oh, I was have a stick, right? All that. Wow. The Sugar Nation. They're going to talk back and look back and go, look how these people ate. How could they even sustain life? All they ate was carbohydrates and sugar. And, oh man, that'll make your pH really acidic. Oh, that's why they all got cancer. The sugar. Oh, they didn't realize that cancer thrives in an acidic environment, and sugar makes you acidic. Oh, eat the hot cross top buns and have all your holidays with all this extra sugar in your diet. Oh yeah, bags of candy, king size. People eat a king size. What's it like? Pretty soon in America, it'd be like $9 for a king size. I don't know what is good. King size Snicker. I don't know, what are they, $5 now or something for almost as much of a pack of cigarettes it is for a candy bar. But yeah, they'll still buy them and munch them down. Think about that. It used to be a treat. Anybody as old as me in the chat there, or something like that, it used to be kind of a something you got to make. A soda was something you got every once in a while, or now it's just a regular part of the diet. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get more expensive. I cannot believe the price of a candy bar right now. $3 or something, almost $4 for a candy bar. That's insane. That's insane. Insane in the membrane. I'm not a grandpa. My son's here in the chat, so he don't have any kids, so I can't be a grandpa. I wouldn't mind being a grandpa, but not a grandpa. Don't think I'm going to be a grandpa. I think I'm going to die, and that's not going to be a thing. But thanks for the compliment. Appreciate it. I'll take that as a compliment. I am 50 years old, but I can pull off young. It's not like I'm 49's not old for a tree, right? 49's not old for a tree. Oh. Why do you call me grandpa, though? It's because I have a gray beard. You wouldn't believe who I was if I shaved my beard, so you wouldn't think I was the same person, so that's okay. Like I said, I could probably still pull off younger looking if I had to. But that's okay. I like my I like the old beard, right? Looks like old, but that's okay. In this picture, 49 years old in that picture right there. That was last year. Grandpa. No, I'm not a grandpa yet. Everybody calls me old, but that's okay. I am eternal. I am old. I'm from the past and the future. I never end. But Cuba. Oh, wow. Well, I said that I can kind of pull off. I never said I was young. I said I can kind of pull off young. Thanks, Janice. I appreciate it, but I'm not trying to be young anymore. I'm not trying to even pull off young, to be honest with you. I don't want to. And that's okay. Young people are, my son's 25 and he's young. He's brilliant. And, young is good. I like young is vibrant. They got new ideas and nice coming in from Germany. Got Cuba in here, Germany in here. Outstanding. Speaking of Castro, huh? We were speaking of Canada earlier. So Germany, holy smokes, there's a lot of stuff going over there on the other side of the drink. You guys ain't playing over there. And farmers are rising up, and they're spraying their politicians' buildings with manure and stuff over there, guys. That's good stuff. Those farmers over there ain't taking it. Holland, all that. It's good to see that. Tired of those tyrannical laws. You can only put the boot on the neck of somebody for so long. When they lose all hope, they'll stand up. So they knew that was going to happen, but it's good to see them peacefully, dumping out all those grains and stuff and making sure that stuff is nothing's coming in that's not from the country. I like what I see over there. Actually, it's peaceful and not violent. So outstanding. Let's not forget the France has been, what are we going on their 6th year of their Yellow Vest Revolution, right? I'm not into fighting, not revolution, but evolution, but peacefully every weekend they went out there since the COVID. There's a model country, man, that we can model over there that peacefully they get up every weekend. Yep. Not a sound. I don't hear it though, but I sure know it's there because were you in here when I was talking about that on the last stream? Yeah. I don't think it's an audible, you know what I'm saying? Because it's everywhere. I can't hear it from any one direction. It's everywhere. Like, MasterCard, everywhere you want to be. But it's definitely something. It's right there right now. It's always there. Doesn't go away. So I think that's definitely where that's where the source of it is coming from, though. I am a First Amendment auditor, Karen. You know that. Don't troll me. You've been in here before. I recognize your thing. I'm an auditor. Don't you try to get me all fired up. Don't try to get me all fired up. I hate cops. I hate cops, man. Anybody enforces tyrannical law, that's what Christ would do. So I feel good about what I do. I feel good about standing up for God's law because he was going in there and like, hey, this is perverted law. This is twisted law. And they killed him for not going by the law. Remember their law that they had froed. It was his law, but they twisted it and perverted it. So I don't feel bad about all the auditing, everything I do that causes me hell. I hate all cops. They're all corrupt. They all enforce capital letter law, and they're all a bunch of failures. I used to be one. They're disgusting, filthy pigs. And there ain't one good cop in America. They all stood down during the virus, and they all need to turn in their badges and turn in their suits. They're clowns, and 99% of them enforce capital letter law, which is an opposition to God's law. I rebuke every cop in America. You're a bunch of failures. Stand down, you pigs, you jackboot thugs. Going out there and extorting and harassing the American public for their hard-earned, taxed already by the government funds with your corporate laws, mandates, and ordinances. Those aren't laws. All that capital letter law, the straw man law. See, 99% of them don't know they're doing that, but doesn't make them not. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. You can't serve two masters. You can't serve mammon and God. So I know the law. So you live by it, you die by it. So. Not my buddy. Right, he's a real one. Yeah, there you go. What's the definition of a gang? I used to be a police officer. Heavily grouped armed thugs, all wearing back the blue, all the same color. Check my videos out. I'm a First Amendment auditor. You got me going, you knucklehead. I call them out for that thin blue line. Back the blue, you bootlicker. All of them are tyrants, all wearing the same color, going around extorting and harassing the general public. They're gangs, road raiders, road pirates. They're thugs and tyrants, and I call them out every time I see one to their face. There's not one good cop in America.
They failed the American public during the virus. They stood down. I called out all of them. I even called out my elected sheriff during the virus, and he has such a spineless wonder he even won't come out now. He didn't come out then, and he won't come out now. And then I see all his deputies, and I call them out in the town that I live in because they're all a bunch of jackboot thugs going enforcing capital letter law. So they're thugs and they're pigs because they're swine, and they actually enforce. They are money changers. Money changers. They're gangs. They all have the same color on. Thin blue line. That is the definition of a gang. Heavily armed. A group of thugs harassing and extorting. They are technically, by definition, gang members. As soon as I told this to their face, you idiots, the minute you all put the thin blue line on that you support, you don't even know what you support because you're a bootlicker, and you lick that boot, and you go ahead and fear there, and you give them your license. You do all that nonsense. That's not of God's law. So this is why I do what I do, because it's God's law that I'm after, that I will be judged by. He'll judge you by whatever law you go by. You go ahead and lick that boot and fear that cop's going to shoot you. And that careful, 98% of them don't even know the laws that they're enforcing, the straw man law. Your capital letter law that's on your license, it's on your birth certificate, it's on your social security card. But nobody knows their rights. I used to be a thug pig myself. Jackboot thug, a police officer, been through the highway patrol county. I was a military police. I've worked for the guy. I know this. The shoe's been on the other foot. I know. I was a thug myself. So we didn't all wear the same color back then, and there was a little bit of separation. I couldn't even search a woman. They were a little bit different, but we were still jackboot thugs enforcing capital letter law, victimless crime. Every cop in America is a tyrant, and I can rebuke every single one of them, putting people in the state is not the victim. Victimless crime. Now, how many people are sitting in prisons for victimless crime? I rebuke this country. People don't know their laws, so they like to lick and be bootlickers, and I always call them out. Whatever, it's the way Christ did. Be not partakers in their unfruitful works of darkness. So this is in the book of Ephesians. He tells me to do this, not you. People get all frustrated. Nobody's telling me to do this. Is what his law tells me. This is exactly what he did. And he said, I must conform to his image. Who is Apostle Paul? Yep. So, and I got to endure. That's a suffering. That's not some kind of little, easy peasy. Endurance takes long suffering. So, like a marathon. So, yep. Shouldn't get me started with that First Amendment audit. So, well, gang tattoos is one thing. I have tattoos. That doesn't make you a gang because you have tattoos. But if you do and put it all in one thing, then yeah, and you're marking yourself with all the same, yeah, I'd be cracking up. But he's a bootlicker. Have him come on, and I'll call him right to his face. I do all of them. He'd be laughing because he's a pig thug and extorts people and puts them in jail for victimless crime. He would be laughing. That's disgustingly filthy, and God will judge him for that. They stuck the Messiah and bled him out like a pig. Shoved a crown of thorns, ripped his beard out of his face because he didn't go by the law. Yes, all cops are bad. They extort people for capital letter law. Whether they know what they're doing or not doesn't make it right. Stop licking the boots and thinking these cops are good. They stood down in America. You live in some other country, fine. But in America, this is supposed to be the freest country in the world. And they've been extorting the American public using what is called the straw man. Somebody brought up First Amendment here. Auditor, I know the laws. You might not. That's why you think they're good cops, but they're not enforcing God's law. You think that's okay because you think you're man's law, and that's dirt law. So you're a bootlicker, and you're going to go and live by the sword. You die by the sword. They stood down. They could have protected the businesses in America. I know. I tried to get the elected sheriff to stand up in the community that I live in, tried to tell him and explain to him the authority he had. Remember the Bundy standoff? The elected sheriff ran off the feds. Do you realize your elected sheriff has more authority than the federal government if you know your law? So I know the law, okay? I tried to get the elected sheriff to come out during the COVID and stand with the businesses, okay? And he wouldn't because he's a spineless sheriff. The only person who has any authority or anywhere in this area around me, and he won't even come visit me. And if you don't think so, because I audit the police in my area and tried to get them to stand up with the businesses, with the churches, but they didn't. They're stand down, and that's all these police officers did. And I called them out before. I called the sheriff, the sergeant out to my property before all this COVID happened, and knew all this crap was coming. I said, and I made sure he was recording and said, you know, when there's this event's going to happen. And I told everybody in this town, you're going to stand down and you're going to tuck your tail and go between your legs and you're going to collect your paycheck. That was before the COVID. They record everything I do out here because I've been standing against all this town that I live. I ain't letting nobody do their duty in my backyard. So yeah, even during the COVID, I made sure I stood up to the governor as well. I ain't going to sit there and take this tyranny because it is God. It is God that is doing this. So when somebody kills somebody else, who do I call firefighters? Cops don't show up until after the crime. You don't know. 99 times out of 100, the cops don't show up until after the crime has been committed. You're a bootlicker. Leave. You go hang out with your friend in this Christian chat, and this is what God did. He was persecuted for the perversion of the law. They have perverted the law. If you don't get it, that's fine. I don't care. I ain't trying to change a goat into a sheep. And I ain't trying to change these pigs and try to make them understand that what they're doing. It doesn't make it right, though. So stop acting like what is being done is right and making a bunch of excuses because your friend. I don't care about your friend. I care about God's law, and I'm tired of seeing this land enforce a capital straw man letter law on people's ignorance. It doesn't make it right that the cops ignorant, the people are ignorant. It doesn't change it. It doesn't, two wrongs don't make a right. It's not right. So I'm exposing it as he tells me to do in the book of Ephesians 5. And he did the same thing. So he said, I must conform to his image. I'm just doing what he tells me to do. I don't care what people think of this. That's what I'm saying. Brothers, sisters, people don't realize that people like me, I didn't ask for this life. I can't stand that I was a cop. I can't stand that I was a trained killer in the military, tyranny, tyrannical, and I'm exposing it now. You know, come out of her, my people, he said. So people might not understand it, and it doesn't matter, brothers and sisters. It ain't about that. It's about the law. It's about, remember, do not think I came to bring peace on this earth. I came to bring a sword of division that will divide. One who believes his law, right? And one who doesn't. It would be a household. Your enemies would be one of your own household. One who believes and one who doesn't. So I don't care what people think or believe about what I'm talking about, what I'm saying. They don't understand. They still think it's okay for a cop to run a victimless crime on you and sit people in prisons. There's more people prison in America than there is all the countries combined. So enough. I'm done with it. I'm exposing it because I had the aletheia, the understanding, the truth of it. The nonsense. Look at this. You've been in here before, gay. I recognize it. So 666 is not what you think. Your idiocracy world that you live in is not, that's not the number of the beast, you fool. So go do some more homework before you come in here and try to pull your silliness. You don't even know the numbers you put in the chat. That's the number of man. I don't let me cast my pearls before swine, but I'll go ahead and throw some in the mud there for you. It's the number of man, you fool. 666 is the number of man. Man. Everybody put man in the chat. Man. You look how foolish you look. You should read the scripture. You should know what the words that come out of your mouth, numbers. They do everything by the number, silly rabbit. Oh, man. Man. See, guys, that's how flesh is. These cops are that ignorant. Thank you, right on time. This is no different than that stupid, ignorant cop, pig, tyrant, jackboot thug is trying to enforce that law because he thinks he's doing something. He don't know his from the hole in the ground. That's right. Same analogy, right on time. Perfect. Thank you. No different. Person thinks he's doing something, but he's doing the complete opposite. Boom, right on time there, Lo. Thanks for showing your fruit in this chat. The Lord will provide. He does mysterious things, doesn't he? And works in mysterious ways. Hallelujah. You live by the law, you die by the law. That sword is a sword of division, the one that divides, one who believes and one who does not. You must suffer for my name's sake. That is the promise of eternal life with me. You have so give up your life. That's what he says. Death, spiritual, brothers and sisters. So I don't care. What if they dump a clip in me or not? I'm worried that I'm not going by his law. So I don't worry about jackboot thugs, because that's not what he wasn't worried about. Jackboot thugs. He let himself be killed. Had to be stuck in a knife right into it, right? Stuck him like a pig. That Roman soldier plucked his beard out of his face, shoved a crown of thorns into his skull. Not this willy-nilly carried a cross, Jesus. Christ didn't carry no cross. Time to grow up. Learn some history. Keep the religious nonsense out of it. You don't dwell in houses made by hands. If you get out of that silly religion stuff, start doing some biblical and historical research, you'd realize the price he paid. Exactly what they did to him. Wasn't that easy peasy Jesus? And he put through suffering. A whole different thing that you're taught. So I don't care. He said we must go through suffering, just like he did. So whatever. In this day and age, well, guess what? I'm being electronically attacked. And if it only makes sense, I need to get over it. It's just part of the devil's playground down here to get to mess with me. So, yeah, you expose what I expose, you better plan on getting messed with. You don't think the devil's over here messing with somebody who's already hellbound, right? That wouldn't make any sense. Wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. The devil's not stupid. The devil's wise, you silly rabbits. Tricks of our kids, and he's playing visual and spiritual and visual voodoo on you. Soon to tell lies to your eyes in the skies, guys. Better wake up. Don't be sleeping. He tells that. Don't fall asleep. Not talking about literally going to bed spiritually. Oh, you're still in here. All right. See you later. You don't know what you're talking about there, Lo. Still put it in there, your manly number. So, oh, you'll get how many. Man. Oh, no, is that it? The man song? What was that? Man. Oh, sorry. What was that? That one with I don't watch too much. That was like a sitcom, wasn't it? I just remember the jingle. All right, get him up against the wall. Wait, hold on. Wait, how do we do this? I should, what's the best thing to do? Because you're a mod there, Elijah. How do you do it? Because I ain't hardly mod anybody. Because you got the option to put somebody in timeout for 24 hours, take them off, hide the channel. How do you because these people can come back. You can't permanently ban somebody from the chat, right? So you can ban them for 24 hours. You can hide them from the channel. What's the other deal? I don't do a whole lot of modding like that. I'll let you guys do the hard work. Do all the heavy lifting for me, guys. I appreciate all my mods. This channel couldn't be what channel it is without the mods, guys. Do appreciate everybody's been a mod on this channel. I put a lot of work on my No, you have full mod status.
I wouldn't. You don't have full mod status. I don't have any restriction on your. Yeah, I don't. And hey, I'm going to unpin you as a moderator real quick, Elijah, and then I'll repin you. Hold on, let me see if that removing, because you should have all the, see, there's a couple different mod statuses. Obviously, one can make bigger changes than the other. I don't know why I wouldn't give you full mod status. You know what I'm saying? So what can't you do as a mod that I couldn't do as a mod? Because when I'll tell you what mine says. Mine says when I bring up, it says put user in timeout, remove report. And then if I put it in timeout, it gives me the of, how many. So that's my actions: pin message, report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user on this channel, or add as a moderator is what the window that pulls up on my screen. So I don't, like I said, I don't think have any. So I'm going to unpin you as a moderator. I'll pin you back. Hold on, Elijah. I'm going to see this. Room manager moderator. Now say something real quick. And then I'll remoderate you and see if there's any difference. So it says managing moderator can manage block words and change chat in live, and also has right, that's full mod status. And then standard moderator can review and remove chat messages and hide or put users in timeout. The reason why I gave you that you have full mod status, Elijah, remember, because of the whole word thing about certain words. Remember we talked about that before on TikTok when you were modding for me over on TikTok on the 20K channel over there. Remember that? We brought up those keywords that was going on. I think that was over on TikTok, right? So you have full mod status on that portion as far as, and then I don't give everybody on that because I didn't want to run into that issue. Remember? Because we think we were having some of the issues with people modding, having that moderator status to that one word, right? We're having an issue on the platform over there on TikTok. So that's the two options here. And I just, like I said, I believe you've always had full mod status. I wouldn't restrict you from being able to, because you'd know about that too. You know what I'm saying? And I think actually you're one of the few people that I've given that status to, because I don't want that problem. When I saw that it came up, I'm like, oh yeah, remember I dealt with that with him. So, and pretty much because I didn't want the issue. Everybody else had just been given that other standard, which is pretty much they have all the same things other than the changing of those key select words that we're cool. All right. So, hey, thanks for letting me deal with that, guys. Little inside channel moderator thing here. Thanks for hanging out. We're just trying to make sure we can help filter out some of these. Cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll get it figured out. We'll get it ironed out. But anyways, I haven't given you any restriction on you have a full mod status like I do. And again, I give everybody else that standard moderator so they can't go and mess with some of those keywords and take them out. Remember, because we were having an issue with, we think that was some of those keywords. So that was causing the issue over on the 20K channel. So good stuff. Good stuff. Like I said, I don't know how much longer I'll stay on here, but thought I'd come in here and talk about going back in time. That's a multi-subject, so that could be a whole show for itself, right? You never know what's going to happen in a predestined for light live stream, right? What's he going to be talking about now? I like talking about this First Amendment audit stuff, man. I really do. I like that I stand up to the police. I'm glad that I stood up during the COVID. Did you see on my Facebook today, Elijah? Do you saw my? I don't know. I don't get on Facebook a lot like that, but I know you use Messenger and stuff like that. So my 2-year about today, May 12th in Oregon, was the lifting of the face diaper mandate. Remember? May 12th. This is the the lifting of the face diaper mandate. And I warned you that what they put inside you, that you can't be unvaccinated, right? The mandate's over. Yeah. I warned them, you're all worried about this mask deal. What like I said, they're going to jab you, and then this whole thing's going to end, and then you can't take what they put inside of you out of you. It's in you. You can't be unvaccinated. So, yeah. Today, guys, 2 years ago today, they lifted the face diaper mandate in Oregon for the whole VidCo thing the whole declaring of the coming of their Antichrist king, the crown of their king. Crown, get it? Virus, crown virus, king virus. But yeah, 2 years since the whole masquerade, the ritualistic shame muzzle was lifted. And I warned people that, viruses come and go, all these things that take away your rights, you can't get them back normally. Not too many, a lot of things were taken away during that whole spam-demic there. So, and people can't go and be unvaccinated. And we all found out it was a scam. It was always about the Jabadooski and not the old face diaper. That was just to get you to bow to the altar of Jabba. They take the roll up your sleever, right? Make sure you get the poker. I know that sucks. I hate that, Karen, and I don't treat people because they took it in any way. Because in my eyes, 100% believe in all my heart of hearts, they're not sloughing that off of them. It's inside their DNA. They've had the mRNA. It wasn't a whack the nation. And nobody got a Jack's-scene or whatever I'm trying to speak around. I don't know if that's not a good one on they don't really want us talking about that too much, but a whack the nation. Everybody got their whack the nations, right? So they didn't get that. And so, but would never think of that person any different. Oh, they took that and now they're different and they're marked and it's the beast system and they're going to lose their soul. And no, they're not. What are you, Christ now? What are you, passing judgment? You say who's going to, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think people that took it, should be treated differently. Whatever, we all make poor decisions, and they really put a fear porn on everybody. It was every other ad on your YouTube, on your Facebook, whoa, we opened up the classroom picture, fear or diaper, face diaper, COVID, take the jab, booster. But, it was a total campaign, so they put people over the coals. Like I know a buddy out here, he got hit by one of these swather tractors. He ran into it and it put him in the hospital, and they weren't going to give him surgery unless he bowed to the altar of Jabba. You know what I'm saying? So, sucks. You know what I mean? We shouldn't mistreat people. Not everybody wanted to take it. The average medium home price in Bend, Oregon is $800,000. I can't imagine if you had a kid or two that somebody could just quit their job or, maybe you should have, but see, not everybody wanted to take it. And so don't mistreat people because they didn't, make the best decision or whatever. We all make poor choices in life. So I've never mistreated somebody because they took the jab. I just use this as a kind of, I'm not, whatever, condemning somebody. So actually, they're like, you're so anti-jab and anti-mask and stuff. I got kicked off this local page because I was standing and showing that there are still massive of people that are experiencing side effects from this, roll up the sleever, and they have no legal recourse. Whenever people did that, they made them take a waiver and sign to actually take that every time it was a thing. It was part of the process. They just didn't stick you like that without you knowing. There was an authorization, to take it. They put up that wall or that line or whatever. So, it wasn't just something that, they just went and sticking people with. So, but either way, they don't have any legal recourse because of that. It took away the doctor's liability, Pfizer, Moderna, all these, corporations that put it out, the hospitals, and so they don't. So I was exposing that many people were experiencing massive side effects because of it. And I got kicked off the internet for that because they're like, well, this is anti. I'm like, whatever. I don't. So what? I don't care. They're like, well, how could you be? Oh, I thought you were against people taking the jab. Why are you making a big deal about this? Just shut up. Nobody's hurt. Nobody's suffering. I'm like, they don't have any legal recourse. You're making everybody shut up about this. These people probably feel alone as hell right now. We just came out of this thing, man. Look, these people need to be talking to each other, experiencing, and they're not the only ones experiencing these side effects. If they can't get any legal recourse, they could come together and feel like they're not alone. I actually had to threaten this guy who kicked me off the page as a moderator on this local page. I said, I'm going to sue living piss out of you. I'm going to go get an attorney and sue the snot out of you because I have not done anything wrong. You are persecuting me for standing with people, trying to get them. They have no legal recourse. At least I can do is bring them together and expose that they are people out there suffering. They want to sweep all this under the rug. Like, no, the roll up your sleever. It's good. Everybody's safe. It's all fine. Nobody's dying. Everything's good. It's great. Remember all that to begin with? Oh, it's fine. Remember the one size fits all snapback hat called the jab? The operation, it doesn't matter if you're a little 50-pound little, Filipino little lady or something, to a 500-pound man. It was a one size fits all, right? They're Jabadooski. It's disgusting, So sucks that those people were suffering and still are to this day and get no legal recourse. And because I stand in with people who took the jab because they're suffering, you think I care when I see somebody suffering, if they took a shot or not, or made a bad decision? If somebody's suffering, you help them. So anyways, it's still happening, and it's still just people don't care about this at all. It's pretty crazy, guys. And then I suffer because I'm trying to expose the fact that these people are suffering and need some kind of something. Imagine how it felt, how alone it was if you took that, you didn't want to take it, and then you start experiencing all these side effects. So that's what I was doing. I was massively exposing all these people that were having side effects. This one. I was making it a big deal. Would you just stop about the COVID, Tracy? It's over. So remember, that's where I kind of got on this. It's been 2 years, or something since May 12th or something. And on that day, I warned, the mask mandate has ended, but I warned you, you can't be unvaccinated. You have whatever they put inside you now. Can't go back. And so, but then I stood still with the people that were suffering, man. That's not this. I blame the government, not them, guys. You know what I'm saying? I blame the government. I blame Donald Trump and his greatest, what is it? We're going to use greatest respirator, the whole debacle, the whole event 201. They all scammed everybody. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying COVID didn't exist, but the whole thing that they made up with that whole, there was a weaponized form of it that went around and all that. I understand, but that's not was the whole deal, Yeah, I got sick during the COVID, and I had been sick in 5 or 6 years, 7 years. I don't get sick. I've been sick since then. So I got whatever that was that went around too. And I told people, you're not going to give it around me. I've been around so many sick people. I'll sit there and let you cough and sneeze on me, blow your snot on me. My immune system's way stronger than that. I keep my levels, my immunity up. Diet, especially during that time, I was still iodine, a lot of vitamin C. You can't make me sick. I'm sorry. So, but it couple days is all it was for me, and I was over it. Bam, popped down some more colloidal silver, smashed down a little more iodine. It was gone. It was, deal. But there was definitely a weaponized form of something, but that's the weapon was the jab. The weapon was the booster, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame that there's still people to this day that have no legal recourse. There's nothing they can do, and they have to go through it, you know. Yeah, there was a lot of times I didn't never let it stop me. I didn't. There you go, Trent. There's tinfoil. There we go. We got some more CIA operatives in here, guys. Got more CIA operatives. They're back. We got the old, alphabet soup in here. Or no, they're not. They're just programmed by their verbal voodoo. They come in and cast their verbal voodoo with their Android. I'm an Android. I got to say the same thing. You've been programmed. You got schooled. You grew up being schooled, right? Schooled. Made sure everybody was staying in with the school, right? Watching programs and being channeled, right? So you just say the same thing. It's still the same thing. You just channel. Now you've been programmed. And some of you got updates and boosters, remember? But back to the Jabadooski. We expose lies in the Aletheia. We expose corruption in the Word of God. We expose corruption obviously in the government. And this is because, again, we try to mirror what Christ did. He said, who shall ever come after me? Let them deny themselves, take up your cross, and follow after me. So we have to do what he did. We have to conform to his image. I also did foreknow who I did predestine. That's the name of the channel. Get it? Predestine. I also did foreknow who I did predestine that would conform to my image. So he said, if you are loved by the world, you be hated by my Father. So we must be hated by this world. Do I think the government is hiding anything? No, they're not hiding. Yeah, Donald Trump is hiding the technology from the 1800s and is about to reveal it as a lie. Like there's aliens coming out of the sky, and it's just their tech, the millimeter wave bowl that you're going to get locked in Hotel California. Check in, but never leave. He was never talking about the greatest wall ever that you can see. He was talking about the invisible ray that Mr. Tesla was building. So was his uncle. That was stolen back in the 1800s. So yes, Donald Trump is hiding this technology. He is the biggest part of this government scam-demic, Mr. Warp Speed, Mr. Tech, right? Operation Space Farce. Get it? Probably not. Most people don't. They go along with the program. They've been scripted and programmed, and they say what they're supposed to say. They're actors. They say this, they say that, they say their lines. Don't you see what I expose in this channel? We expose that people have been programmed to say the things they've said because God creates all things. God writes all things. So I don't trust it. The current president isn't the president. Donald Trump is the president. No, I don't trust Donald Trump. Joe Biden is not the, I better say that. I think that's what got the stream taken down last time, guys, or it started stalling out after I actually said that.
because then I explained why and how. So I told people to go get off this chat and go research. Don't sit there and throw shade on something. I'm giving you historical, biblical record, all this. Don't just sit there and say something. I don't come on this channel and say nothing without 20, 30 years of research, something. Everything I've ever researched is leading to this time. All these things I've ever done is all leading to Mr. Trump. He's been into this. His family was Mr. Uncle, remember, Uncle John Trump was messing with the millimeter wave. So they're all in on it. Joe Biden is Donald Trump. So if you knew scripture, you'd know that he was standing down, just like it says in scripture. So, no, I don't believe none of their nonsense. I don't believe anything I don't believe anything but the word of God. Everything else I found, almost everybody lies to me. Almost everybody I've ever known has been an actor. They just put on a front. They've been acting like all this stuff is okay. No, it's all lies. And I don't believe nothing but what definition of defining using a lexicon and going through and trying to find where it was written in scripture through his word, through his apostles. And that's the only truth. Everything else is a lie. Everything else is been forwarded and perverted. So I don't believe anything, any of these governments, officials, cops, like I said, even and my friends, my family, nobody. I can't trust nobody. Everybody's a liar. Everybody's an actor. Been a liar and an actor. I've lied a million times, whatever. You know what I'm saying? None of us are, we all put on a front. Don't act like we don't. So you think the government is just, no, the government's not the Illuminati. That's not. It sounds like you're just coming into this game, but Illuminati, that's a whole nother, that's just the Masons, but that is the government, so to speak. There's a lot higher talk. There's people that are pulling all these people's strings. Okay. And that's not the Illuminati. The Illuminati are way down there compared to these people. You never hear their names or never see who they are. They're not even the Soroses, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Gates, the Trumps, the Clintons, the Bidens, none of them. There's people way above even these corporations that make Mr. Musk look like he ain't got no change, like he's got a bunch of pocket change. There are way wealthier people than these people, even than the kings, but principalities, power, spiritual wickedness, the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's in his word. These are all actors. It's all an act. It's all going by the script. Sooner you figure that out, the better off you'll be. He says, I do all these things after my own counsel for my own pleasure. He creates all these things, so he has people controlling these things you've never seen. None of us have ever seen, have even heard their names. So the government is child's play. It's just their little stage to extort their useless food eaters, as they call you. You're cattle to them, fodder. You better start understanding there's a lot people a lot higher than the Illuminati out there. That's just the little stage, little storefront, the smoke and mirrors. It's a lot more wicked world than the Illuminati. They just playing you with numbers and gematria, but it's fun to watch because it's marked all over the earth too. So they use these little minions that they'll eat themselves, because they always eat themselves from top to bottom. No one's safe with these people, not even themselves. You should look into this, but Illuminati is pretty fun. But no, I appreciate it. That's a good, that's a 33-degree Mason, all that good stuff, masonry. What would never stop all this? Only God's going to stop all of this when he lifts the restrainer at him and he brings the fire. Nice. Yeah, there we go. Can't stop. Well, hey, I'm just saying, the
These people at the top are people we've never seen. They're unseen eyes. They're the darkness. Again, the rulers of the darkness, the rulers of the darkness, the darkness of this world. People you're never going to see, hear their names. So, but there's always has to be a storefront. You know, they got to sell you the goods, right? So that's what they've got there. All their storefronts. That's exactly what a Trump, that's exactly what a Gates, that's exactly what a Clinton, that's exactly what all these Rockefellers, Rothschilds. Do I believe in heaven? Well, I don't believe what you think is heaven, Janice. You think heaven is probably something where grandma lives after she's died in the sky and she's sitting up there waiting for you to come to heaven with her, right? So a sky daddy heaven, sky daddy God, sky daddy, right? Is that what you think I think heaven is? Do I believe? Believe is a not a thought in your head. That's a verb. So not like John 3:16. See, two words that you're asking me, you have no idea what they are there, though, Janice, and I'm not downing you. You just believe the things of this world, right? Believe is a verb, not a thought in your head. So that cancels that one. So see, that's not what you think, correct? And heaven is not a place in the sky. It's here on this earth, the ruling class, principalities, powers, spiritual wickedness, the rulers of the darkness of this world is the heavens at this time. The firmament declares his handiwork. The heavens are the ruling class. So, see, the earth is the rule. See, not what you thought, huh? But you might study. It's in the definition as well. Might go back to the Greek and the Hebrew, go to the Aramaic, the Latin, the Vulgate, go to the interlinear, find yourself a Textus Receptus Concordance. There's a lot of studying you can be doing outside of the basics of some simple study. We're supposed to find, you know, our worthiness comes through studying and the knowledge that we actually put the time in. So you're not going to fake it with God. You ain't gonna work with him. So, but I'm not beholding anybody. Everybody has their own path through the Father. I don't even care. You don't need to know. You just need to know the gospel. That's what gets you to heaven. The heaven is the ruling class. He will destroy this place with fire. He will destroy this place with fire, and there will be a new heaven and a new earth, okay? And that's going to be right here. So it's not going to be somewhere in Pluto or Jupiter, or Mars, or somewhere else in the stars. It's going to be right here. He said the meek will inherit the earth. The meek is an inheritance, and that's the inheritance of a kingdom. See? I don't believe in a sky daddy Jesus, sky daddy God, sky daddy, none of that. Christ is inside of you. He's in our hearts. He's here on this earth. It's in the word of God. We're not going to somewhere in the sky. That's not heaven. Everything is here on this earth. There is a place under our feet. The chasm's called the abyss. Hell, the place of no knowledge. That's what hell is. By definition, no knowledge. Bis, bathos, busos. Knowledge, Greek word for knowledge. Revelation 9:11 says they have a messenger, an angel over them. Apollyon, the one that Donald Trump's house is decorated with, the sun god Satan, calls himself a Christian. But in Revelation 9:11, they have a messenger over them, and that is Apollyon, the sun god, in Revelation 9:11, in the abyss that's locked up at his house. He is signaling the coming of the Antichrist. That's what Donald Trump is signaling. That's why he lives on a 58-story Babylonian tower. I'm sorry, it was Nimrod that Satan had a Babylonian tower, 58 stories. It's Trump that has, now I have the largest building ever, tallest in the world, after he knocked down 3 steel buildings with 2 airplanes and started the oil war in Iraq. So he can be here today, so he can reveal his space technology and his things coming from the heaven and aliens and bull crap. Lies. Heaven is here on earth. The ruling class is the heavens. The earth is the ruled. I'm not taking any lives. It's not written on tables of stone. Have enough background, okay? I grew up as a white boy named Tracy, born in Los Angeles, California in the 70s, not far out of the 60s. The only Tracy back then was Dick Tracy. My last name's Werner. That's close enough to Wiener. They don't see the R, they just see Wiener.
So I was Dick Tracy Wiener. You think people were nice to me? People always try to be mean to me. I've seen enough and had to fight and have enough veteran at 17 years old. I joined the Army, become a trained killer, military police officer. I have enough blood on my hands. I have enough. I ain't unaliving nobody. I'm meek. Wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. I can't pound on that rock, that staff like Moses, like he did twice. He wouldn't be seen. He never wasn't taken to the promised land. I've learned I can't use that staff. I can't use that hand. I can't use that. I have to use that like he told Moses, right? Don't pound on the rock. Use your voice. And then he wasn't shown right to the edge. Yeah, he was shown, but he didn't go, did he? So I was shown that same thing in my life. So no, I can't unalive nobody. If somebody makes me defend myself, then maybe, but I'm not going to seek vengeance after no man or nothing like that. I have enough. He would be the person I probably would go after, but I'm not under that covenant. I can't do that. It's a spiritual now. I'm under spiritual. So I spiritually torture that man every day. He knows who I am, and you don't have to believe that. You don't have to believe that Donald Trump knows who I am, but I am 100% certain that that man knows exactly who I am because I've been exposing him for decades now. So, but whatever, you don't know my history, and that's fine. I do. It's here on YouTube. You can go back and research me. I was exposing him before he ever ran for president, because he was saying about running for president since the 80s, guys. He's not hard to predict. He's just part of this cycle. He's just a low man on the totem pole as well. Somebody's pulling his strings. So back to the conversation. No, I don't want to unalive nobody. That's not my mission here. My mission is to use my mouth, use my voice, or I won't see the kingdom of God. Been there, trust me. I've done pounded on that rock. I've been shown if I pound on it again, I ain't going into the promised land. I hope you understand what's said in the word of God. You probably do if you understand the word. Oh, but anyways, yeah, I would abolish the federal government if I ran for office. I'd bring home all the militaries and put them on our borders. We wouldn't fight any foreign entanglements like the founding father, an Illuminati Mason, a 33-degree Mason. George Washington was an Illuminati Mason and a 33-degree level. But he said no foreign entanglements, and he banned Christmas. So I'd probably be more like a George Washington than any other president that was out there, to be honest with you. If I did run this country, I would abolish the federal government, and I would put all the federal government back to the people, and I would abolish and make small state government. And I would go right back to the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, and we would abolish every other law in this country. You hear me? This is how I would run this country. I know, sounds crazy. Can't just have the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and the right and the Bill of Rights. That would never work. Crazy old man. Yeah, and I would bring home and shut down every military base around the world, all 800 of them in 180 countries. We would never go out and police the world again. Unless somebody came and attacked us, we'd have no reason, and our borders would be safe, and the people in our countries would be safe. They would feel safe because their military wouldn't be out in 800, and we wouldn't be able to be invaded like we've been being invaded for the last 2 decades. They've got all our militaries out all around the world when they should be here protecting our own borders, and now they're pouring in through porous borders where we have to take our National Guard. Remember, I'm a veteran. I think like a veteran still. Whether I liked being a veteran or not, I still understand the game of war, the art of war. War is a game. It's an art. It doesn't start with bombs falling. That's not how any wars ever started in America. Know your history. I know historical war. I studied this. I'm a veteran. I know what I'm talking about.
So I would assure the American public that we would have National Guard in our states. Like right now, this should happen. You should figure out a way to put me in, but I'm sorry, I'm not blood related to the Queen. I don't have a wife that's got an apple and a cucumber, so I can't run for pretended. But if I did, I would bring home all 800 military bases and shut them down, and I would make sure the Air Force flies over all our air skies. And I would just put those at the border. I don't want troops in America. Posse comitatus, what we see going down right now in New York is against the law. We are not to use the law enforcement as our military as a law enforcement capacity. You should never see a law enforcement officer with a gun in America unless they were at the border. So that you can't use them as a law enforcement capacity. That's what the term posse comitatus means. And so they're breaking that law right now in New York, in America. This government, not Joe Biden, the government itself, is breaking that law, posse comitatus, meaning that our military is not to be used in a capacity as law enforcement, and they're searching through people's bags and with machine guns in. I'm not talking about that. You need to be very careful about what I'm saying. See, people don't think it's a double-edged sword. What can be good can also be turned against you. Good cop, bad cop, right? No, all bad cops. But anyways, we put our military on the borders so they're safe. We have National Guards now because we have probably 50 million undocumented people in this country, immigrants, illegal immigrants now within the borders in our country that have been pouring in for 20 years, that we need not to be taking our National Guard and sticking them down at the border and making our states unsafe when we have 50 million people that have been spread out by this government all around America. So there is a problem that's going on already, and they're not going to fix it, but this could be. If somebody vote me in as pretendant, I'm your 46th pretendant of the you here for the 40. Because remember, Mr. Biden said, well, 46. Oh, wait a minute. That's Mr. Trump. I'd have to run for 47, right? I'm not running for pretendant, guys, but this is how I would make sure. And I'd shut down every state building as well. And I put the power back into the communities. And I let the communities police themselves. You know, you can appoint kind of a sheriff like we have. You know, and there is some law, but it's minimal. And they don't enforce corporate law. And I would fire every police officer in America and charge them. Give them charges for forcing tyrannical corporate law and bring them up on charges for not enforcing the Fourth Amendment, the right to travel freely in America. They don't enforce that. They actually go in opposition of that. So they need to be brought on charges because they are tyrants, whether they understand the laws that they were breaking or not. Maybe that will make an example of them, like, the Salvadorian did of the MS, all the gangs. We can clear this out of this country, but it's not going to be by having all our military somewhere in these 800 military bases around the world, getting ourselves in a bunch of wars where everybody wants to come back and beat our you-know-what. And that's happening, though. Remember, but that's not going to happen because all our troops are out there and all the people are here already that want to kick our you-know-what here inside our borders. So most people don't realize it's happening, but it already is happening. It's been happening for decades. So hold on tight. Nobody's going to elect me as president. I'd audit the Fed. I'd actually shut down the Federal Reserve because I'd exposed that it's just central banks. It's not anything federal. And I would return God's money back to gold and silver. And we would not back anything. There would be nothing backed in a bank and a trust and, oh, it's in there, trust me. No, we would put it back in the money again, so people could actually have their money back in gold and silver and would return, like it says, that the Treasury should print the money without interest. You know, there's a certain laws when it comes to like the U.S. Mint. When the U.S. Mint is supposed to print enough of these that the public demands these. And they're not doing that right now. The U.S. Mint is failing this country right now. So I would return the mint to the standard that it's supposed to be doing. I would return us to a silver and gold standard, not backed in some Fort Knox. No, it's going to be back. If you do not have it in the currency, no, money. Make it money again. Not currency is a debt note. That's an IOU. No more IOUs, no more debt. We would put it back. This is how we can bring the debt back in this country, is by repricing gold and silver to the actual fair market value. So this is another thing that I would make sure that's done. And they would never want somebody like me doing that, guys. They want you to go central bank digital currency, believing that it's backed by gold, sitting in some vault somewhere, and you trust that, right? Yeah, right. Sure. When they're the central banks are the one who's been buying up all the gold, the ones who've been printing all this fake money. What are you going to trust them to their new system that there's gold sitting somewhere? Yeah, right. Like there's gold sitting in Fort Knox too, right? So again, hogwash. This government's a bunch of hogwash. They don't have none of your interest in mind. And if somebody put somebody like me in office, we wouldn't have a problem with the national debt with $1 trillion, because we'd bring home all 800, bases and shut them down, shut down all, 180 countries, put them on our borders, and that solves our border crisis. And our military spending would probably be cutting it'd be a 16th of the cost that it was, because we would be fighting all these wars in all these other countries. So see, they'll never let a normal person come in there, guys. You get a selection. Oh, maybe they throw me on the list, there so I could be, but I wouldn't make it to the end, because you got to be blood related to the candidate to the queen to be the pretendant of this country. That's right. There's never been a pretendant that wasn't blood related to the queen. They're all family. Yep. If you can't keep it in your pants, keep it in the family type people. That's right. Inbred. So, yep. They don't really like that begotten. Remember Tammuz, the son of Satan? He married his mom when his dad died. See? That's where you get them EpiPen Island boys from. Mr. Trump, Mr. EpiPen Island boy, Mr. Biden, Island boys. Yep. That's where it comes from. That's where they get that kid stuff, guys. Don't think that's not been around for a long time. And they do the same, play the same game. Yeah. Look, it goes like this. Watch. When the government fears the people, that is freedom. When the people fear the government, that is tyranny. Where are we at? Where are we at in history right now? If the people fear the government, that is tyranny. If the government fears the people, that is freedom. If that's not freedom, it's not a thing, but we'll call it that, right? So where are we at right now? People fear the government, right? Tyranny, bunch of bootlickers. They just stood up for their rights. It's just small government. There ain't that many of them. There's actually only, that are known about eight families that's controlling this whole thing. About more than 40% of the world's wealth. So as you keep buying dollars and cents, they'll keep putting their money in gold and silver and laugh at you. And they'll reset the system, and then that digital system will crash, and then they'll have to be forced to go back to the gold standard, just like they knew they were going to do all along. They just had to get it out of your hands and all back into their coffers. So, all right, I'm going to finish up with this last subject, and we'll call it a night here, guys. Appreciate it. I did 9 hours again today. That's a good day. Got to do the work for the Lord. Thank you, Father, for this platform and all these. We hit 5 yesterday, and we're almost at 57 or something, guys. We're cruising. Much agape, much love. I do want to say that what's very important to me that I've been bringing up, that I think it's extremely important, that this right here, the silver metal, this silver is the lifeblood of the military industrial complex. They put this in all the machines that they have, all the war machines. This is in every single war machine that they own, whether it's got a switch, a circuit. There's 500 ounces of this in the tip of a Patriot missile for the guidance system that it takes to get it to from where it starts to where it's going to land. That's a whole monster box of these, guys, that gets destroyed that gets destroyed that they need, but that gets destroyed in the tip of every smart bomb. So do me a favor. Make sure you got some food. Make sure you got some food, okay? Make sure you got some food. Remember, there's only enough silver on the planet. Think about what I'm telling you guys. I want to try to explain something to you so you might understand. There's only enough silver on the planet for everybody to have 8 ounces. That's 8 ounces right there. 8 ounces. That's a 5-ounce bar and 3 single ounces. So there's only enough silver on the earth, on the surface right now, for each person to have 8 ounces of silver. There's 500 ounces in the tip of each. That's a 5-ounce bar times what to make 500? Times, that's a lot of silver in the tip of us. If you know, it all gets destroyed. Okay, so obviously they have a lot of it, the military industrial complex, don't they? And that's why it's so cheap, because it fuels their death and destruction. It fuels their death and destruction. Literally fuels their death and destruction. So every one of these that you can put in your hand, now get a water filter, you know, get some beans, get some rice, get a way to protect it, but then start taking this as soon as you can away from the military industrial complex, because they're going to put these in these smart dogs, and those things are going to be chasing you around and kicking you, or you know what, you can't outrun that smart dog. And you've seen all these robots they got doing all these trickery with DARPA. How much do you think this is in one of those robots? One of those DARPA robots. How much of this metal do you think is one of those DARPA robots? Huh? Anyone? Probably quite a bit, huh? So every time we can go into the market and get one of these pieces of silver, nothing sounds like silver, right? It has its ohm sound. Hear that? That's silver for sure. That's 90% silver. So nothing sounds like silver. You know, you take one of these out of their hands. I don't know if there's 499 and now I can't have a smart, you know, but in my eyes, if you can take this out of their hands, silver is used for a million different things. It's the most conductive. That's called a ping test, okay? It's the most conductive, most reflective metal on the planet. I could sit here and go off for hours on all the different usage. It's used as medicine. It's an antimicrobial. It's an antibacterial. It's in every switch. If you have something that has a switch, it's in your phone. It's in tech. It's in every single tank, every single drone, every single computer, every single F-16 aircraft, every single everything that fuels the life. This is the fuel. This is what fuels the lifeblood of the military industrial complex, is silver. Silver is what fuels the industrial complex. And as soon as you can take this away from them, that they can't build a drone to come hover over your house and unalive you. They drop 500 of these ounces. Remember, it says they will throw their gold and silver in the streets. They'll throw their gold and silver in the streets, a monster box at a time on top of your head in a smart bomb. Satellites, supposed rocket ships, right? All this tech, windmills, all this has all this stuff in it, has silver in it. All this stuff has a switch or circuited. This all your televisions, everything. Silver is the most valuable metal on the planet and should be worth way more than gold.
at the time of Christ, they valued a piece of silver in the 12th century and gold at the same. They were at a 1-to-1 ratio. Silver was not more valuable than gold. Gold is sitting at, I don't have any gold, but this is gold, right? If this was a gold coin, this would be, it's sitting at what, $2,150, $60, $80. It's almost at $2,200. This is sitting at $25. This has been $50 in history before, 2 times, actually 3 times, because during the COVID, Silver Eagles cost $50. Now you can buy one for like $30. That's cheap. Ooh, that's stupid cheap. You can buy these buffaloes and be a buffalo herder. Are you a buffalo herder? Do you have a herd of buffaloes? You know, for probably around, I don't know, I haven't bought a piece of metal in a couple of years, guys. It's been a long time. I haven't been able to afford anything. But I've been buying land. So do you measure your ounces in dollars and cents or ounces in pounds and acres? Nice. Got 7 buffaloes. Nice. You got yourself a herd of buffaloes. So how much is a buffalo right now? Probably 26, $7 or something, right around that. 25 bucks, 20. Silver went back up again. It was 24 something. So probably 26, 27, 28 bucks for a round right now, guys. That's cheap. Cheap, 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 cheap. So, but anyways, every time you take one of these away from the military industrial complex, you've made potentially not, you've saved a life. No, it's not going to go under 20 ever again, Elijah. It will never go under 20. I don't think so. I don't think we'll ever see $20 silver ever again, and not in your lifetime. I think we're past that. Not with the premium, remember? Even when silver got down to $11.85 during COVID, the premium, that's for paper silver, you know this, but the premium was up around $9. So it was still $20. It was still $20 back then, even when silver went to the lowest it went in 2020, I believe. Yes, it went down to $11.85 an ounce. But nobody went to the coin store and coin shop and bought any silver for $11. That was for the paper price of silver. There was a $9 premium over the top, and it still cost $20. Silver hasn't been under that price in a long time, son. You know that. Once silver, the premium is always kept up with the, once silver hit that, you know, you remember we used to buy it 14, 15, you know, bucks with the premium, $1 over spot. I was walking around. I've walked around with this same piece of silver in 2020 before silver hit that price, you know, and told people, would you rather have this in your hand or a $20 bill? Look at how worn out that's getting, Elijah. Look at that face. This has been put in. You guys want me to show you that most people don't know the value of silver? Most people have no idea the value of silver. I have put this coin, because this is from 2020, this silver eagle in the hand of many millionaires. Many millionaires. Many millionaires have had this piece of silver. This same piece of silver. I carry it. This is my pocket piece of silver. That's why it's all worn in like that. You can't see your face. It's not all sharp or. So, will you please stop using profanity in this chat room? So, anyways, you see how worn out her face is? Because you have this in my pocket and I've used this for years. I have set this in the hands of millionaires, people who have had millions of dollars, and they've asked me where I've got this. Where did you get that? Where did you get that? Where did you get that? And they have millions of dollars. They ask me, where can I get one of those? So, yeah, that's how it's been. That's the last time I bought silver, guys, was in 2020. I haven't bought any silver since the COVID. I've been kind of, obviously haven't,
My finances have been a little hammered here. Recently, just somebody stole all my money off my credit card. So, yeah, it's been fun. But anyways, it's kind of worn out, guys. But I've had this coin in the hands of millionaires, and they've asked me where to get it. Where do you buy silver at? Where'd you get that? So, not everybody knows the price of silver, brothers and sisters. Not everybody knows the price of silver. You know, when I have a millionaire ask me where I can get it. If you'd like to give a donation for my time, I'm trying to help you guys out. This is not economic advice, but this is a good way to, I'm not saying, you know, peace, but this can save lives right here, you know. So I'm hoping someday that, you know, this will pay for enough gravel, maybe for my driveway. This is what I want to buy with my silver. I want to buy gravel for my driveway, put gravel around my, you know, maybe the guy that there's 2 or 3 people who deliver gravel out here. And I would love to, you know, when silver gets a little more in the news, which I'm sure we're here soon, it's going to do what it's supposed to do, that I don't want to trade my silver back for dollars at all. And that's actually the last thing I want to do with the silver that I have is trade it for dollars. I want to trade it for gravel, or maybe if it gets a little more expensive, somebody may trade me a 1/4 acre of land or something for that, right? I don't have a piece of land in a little town. There's small parcels in town, 1/3 acre, 1/2 acre, 1/4 acre parcels. Maybe somebody in town would trade me one of the small acres in town. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Elijah, there's a special on bars on one line. If you look up on all the online bullion dealers right now, somebody was running a special for 89 cents over spot, Elijah, on bars. I just seen that pull up, and it was Monument Metals or SD Bullion or 89 cents over spot on bars right now. Yeah, I like the 5. Remember, it's the only one I've ever had. This is the only bar I've ever had. You remember, even when I had silver, I didn't have a 5-ounce bar. I always bought smaller silver, remember? I always bought silver that was small. So at one time, guys, I had more metal, but I had all my metal taken from me too, even physical. So you got to be careful, guys. If you have metal, don't tell anybody where you put your metal. Don't tell anybody where you put your metal, because then that could become an issue. So it was an issue for me at one point in time. So, you know, have some anonymity when it comes to that. But look at that. I love the hue it's throwing off. Here's my Noah's Ark coin that, look at the patina that's getting. That was all pure silver when I got it, you know, real shiny. And that's getting kind of a brassy color to it. But that's my Noah's Ark coin that Lynn sent me. Yeah, huh? Nah, I never even thought about it that way. There we go. I had it the wrong way. Apologize. This is the Noah. This is a coin out of this is a mint coin, like a U.S. mint. So it's from one of the mints. So it actually has it's 500. I don't remember. So, yeah, I just wish we could have had some of that other stuff, like the Pinocchio coin back, you know, and we had some cool odds. Remember, I used to collect a lot of oddball coins. So, yeah, but look at the difference, guys, in the patina between these two. See how that's why I love silver. It gets gold doesn't do that. That's called, you know, that's the different. Each one will get different. So, oh, you're not supposed to handle your metal. Okay, whatever. You don't want to handle your metal. That's fine. Oh, we're dropping the metals. Terrible. Put that back up there. Yeah, I like the different, that it makes. And like I said, I know why people like gold, but remember, gold doesn't get that. I wonder if I have one on here or I have this. It's a silver bar, a 1 ounce bar. That's a 1 ounce bar. One ounce, 999 fine. Yeah, copper is awesome too. It can get some amazing patina on it. Copper does, the way it blues. That is me right there. That's what they call money. Here's a pretty neat. This is a Canadian maple. And Canadian maples is 4 nines fine. That would be like 24 karat gold instead of 22 at 3 nines. Keep calm and slave on. Canadian maple. Cannabis maple. Keep calm and slave on. Yep, that's the silver shield, silver round. I have to give this one. I'm gonna have to give this back to you here. This is a sick coin though. Uncle Vam. Uncle Vam. My camera sucks. Silver bowl. Silver bowl. And its cover. Still got it. This is my silver collection I'm showing you guys. Yep. This is a silver quarter. quarter, that silver. Silver has way more uses than gold. Way more uses than gold. Silver is medicine. It's an antimicrobial, antibacterial. This is a silver quarter, guys. Yeah, it was one of your first rounds that I bought you. It was one of the first rounds, yep. One of the first rounds that I had bought you. From Silver Shield, obviously. You know, it's one you like. So. Here's a Benji. This is called a Benji. A Benjamin Franklin, a BJ. This is a BJ, known as a BJ. You guys like BJs? This is a BJ, Benjamin Franklin. It's a 50-cent piece, older than your, obviously, than. There's a Walking Liberty. Obviously, this is a Walking Liberty. And I don't, this isn't a very good example because I don't really have, but this is a Standing Liberty. A Standing Liberty, it's a quarter. And this was a Walking Liberty, which is a $1 piece. This is a Mercury dime. Or Mercury dime. And this is a knockoff of a Mercury dime. It's 1 ounce, though. They make coins that replicate currency, you know, or money. Some of the so this is bullion, and this is an actual silver dime. Look at the patina on that. I love constitutional silver. Put it a little bit there. Look at this, Elijah. Look at that. Time's face. How much is it right now, Time's face? Look at that old bag. It was 7, but they marked it down. Look. It was 7, but it was marked down. It's a pretty old bag. This is a 1964 silver 50-cent piece. A Kennedy, half dollar. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Like he's staring right at you. Look at how crisp that nose is. Look like my big old nose. Kind of wicked, like he's staring at you, huh? But I only ever seen one of these. You can find these online. These are a little more common than I thought, but obviously with online you can get, but not as easy to find them in 64. And I've seen some versions of this. This is a good version. Again, I've seen some that obviously, I don't know how, they must use some kind of stamp, some kind of stamp to do it with. So I think that stamp must get a little worn out, because I've looked through them before. And because when I looked online, I saw a couple of them. So anybody can almost own anything now, the internet. But this one, really, the nose was really sharp. And this is obviously one of the first, see even the detail in the hair and everything. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. This thing ain't doing it any justice, too, guys. This camera is not. I mean, look at that. Look, it's even got, some of the ones I've seen, they don't have the detail that this one has, because obviously they must reuse that stamp over and over again. Oh. Anyways, that's my silver collection that I have, so. And I got the old Space Round. Show you this one too. This is from this company. It was Fine 9 Mint. Fine 9 Mint. 2-ounce UFO round 999 silver from Fine 9 Fine Mint. Yeah. There's not a lot of Benjamins hanging around anymore. So this is the UFO spinner coin. And you could set it on its little tip down there. And it's got that little, and it spins on that little edge. And you can set it on like the desk or something and spin it around. It's 2 ounces. Pretty thick. Says all the wording on it, 99 and fine, I believe, on the bottom of it. Yeah, 9 fine. Kind of neat, though. I don't normally buy anything like that, but I've had that for a little while. Or before, I bought that before the pandemic. I hadn't really bought any silver in 4 or 5 years. I wish I had one of those new Eagles. I really don't like them, because I don't like what they did, but I just like to have one of them. But whatever. I don't have to have one. It's more of a like, but I normally don't buy things in. That other one I've had for a long time too. I bought that right at the pandemic. That Kennedy $50. I bought that during the right around the, I think right at the spamdemic there. But oh crap, I didn't put that in there. What time is it? I feel like it's getting kind of late. Clock, we don't have been too much longer. 1 grams of silver. Nice. Yeah, see, nobody's going to care when things break down that thing's a UFO and it's cool and it's neat, and they're just going to care it's 2 ounces of metal, right? I didn't really pay much of a premium on this when I bought it, because this is when silver went pretty low. Fractional, sticking art, nice. Yeah, maybe one day this silver in this bag will pay this land off that I'm on. So we'll see. That's the hopes, guys, that the silver will pay the land off. They've paid for the state of Louisiana with the Louisiana Purchase with silver. So that was always my idea, is to pay for the land in silver, not in dollars. I'm hoping if the price does do what it does, eventually the ratios will come back together and it won't really matter about the price. It'll matter about the ratio. And then I don't know if because I have 2 pieces of property that I bought on a land sale contract. This one I've been paying on for 10 years. The other one I've been paying on for a couple of years. I don't know if the owner has any gold or silver or not. He may have gold, right? He may have money and he may have wealth. He may put his money in gold and think, silver is just, poor man's metal. And the ratios might close up and they're, it might become scarce and maybe he might not be able to buy as much of it. And he might want some of that, because he doesn't have any silver. So that's what I was hoping to do with my stack, is take it and pay off the land with it and call him up and say, hey, yeah, I know this is how much I still owe, but I have this many ounces of silver. Are you interested? You got some silver? And so I might be able to do it that way, guys. That's what I'm talking about. I don't really ever plan on taking this silver and having to take and change it for money. You know what I'm saying? For dollars. I bought it with fake money. I don't want to trade it back for fake money, but that's what it's there for if you need it. It's liquid. So if you get in a pickle, yeah, no, may I think of one day. I'm serious, Elijah. No, that sounds crazy because you've been, for forever. I've talked to you about silver since you can understand, since you were, just ever since you can remember. But I told you, I believe that in our time that the ratio would be 1 to 1. And someday, which seems so crazy, you're crazy, that one day silver could be worth more than gold. It has way more usage. It's used more. It's the most widely used metal on the earth. I told you, it's what fuels. It is the life of the military industrial complex. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that rate will come when people, again, at the time of Christ, they valued a piece of gold and a piece of silver 1 to 1 in the 12th century. They had the same value. Not one had more value than the other. But look at all, in the 12th century, they didn't have satellites, rockets, computer screens, switches. They didn't have that in the 12th century. Look at all the stuff they have now that silver goes into. So this should be way more valuable than gold. It's used in photovoltaics. Photovoltaics is a high-end solar, okay? It's used in medicinal. They use in spray silver is nano to create cloud seeding. They spray silver through the sky. That excites the cloud nucleation and creates rain. So silver is used to create rain, It's used in Band-Aids. It's used in, they weave it into Band-Aids because it's an antimicrobial. Remember, I have one of these sitting in the top of the Berkey. Elijah, check. I have one of these sitting in the top of the Berkey and one of them in the bottom of the Berkey, and I don't clean the Berkey anymore. It's spotless in there. I don't have to do the filter cleaning anymore. I don't know why I didn't do that years ago. Clean the filters out. Just stick that in there. It's spotless in there. Look, it looks like the bottom. I still put one in the bottom, though. One in the top, one at the bottom. They used to put silver in water, guys, to keep it from getting algae and bacteria in it. So you can, it's 3:00 in the morning. I better get going here pretty soon. But this is an amazing metal. It's in every single switch, you go live. Just stop. You want me to stop? You want me to leave? I have to, hey, guys, I can't stream anymore. I have to stop streaming. Signoff said I have to stop, so I can't ever again. I gotta listen to somebody just randomly come in and and stop. So stop. So, but anyways, it's used in many different applications. Again, it's in it's in your phone that you're on right now. It's in every switch that has a switch in it. It's in every drone. It's in every satellite. It's in a fighter jet. It's in every Tomahawk missile. It's in every cruise missile. It's in every Apache helicopter. It's in every Black Hawk helicopter. It's in every computer screen that's being controlled by the drone that's controlling. It's everywhere. It's like MasterCard. It's everywhere you want to be. Yeah, it's in all the microwave towers, the gigahertz millimeter towers. It's everywhere. It's in everything. So it should be way more valuable than gold, because gold doesn't have all these applications that silver does. So again, it is the most widely conductive and most reflective metal on the planet. And that's why they use it in the circuitry in a smart, the tip of a smart bomb. They don't put 500 ounces of gold in there. They put 500 ounces of silver. So this fuels and is the fuel of the military industrial complex, not oil. This is how they fight for their oil, with this metal. So if you'll buy some of this now, you can save them from being dropped on the top of a child or a woman in another country. If you think about it, in the movies, they're going to bring all that DARPA technology against you. The robot dogs. Dogs. You know what I'm saying? In the satellites, in the balloons, in the rockets, in the aircraft carriers. It's in all the lifeblood of the military industrial complex. And all this stuff will eventually be used against you. Think about that. So imagine if you took that might not be that 1 ounce that robot dog needed to come knock on your door, or that DARPA robot that they got doing backflips and doing, yeah, when he comes knocking at your door. This might be the last piece of silver that needed to make that thing come knock at your door. You better start thinking about what I'm telling you. Get this out of their hands. You guys, it really wouldn't, let's think about this. It really wouldn't take that many people right now. Remember I told you the market cap on silver is $900 billion. Yeah, there's got to be a lunch. There's about 2 ounces in each one of those panels. Some in this new photovoltaics has even more. It's supposed to last longer because it has more silver in it. And it's not like they could take the silver out of solar panels and use copper or something like that. They wouldn't last. Doesn't have the longevity and the reflectivity and the conductivity of, not that copper isn't used in applications, but think about that. Does that make sense? Every time you take one of these, hey, are you guys not in America? I know you guys are buying up silver and gold like crazy outside of America right now. That's pretty awesome to see. But remember, every time you take this from the West, guys, and you're doing that in the East, you're taking this from the West and you're buying it up because you don't listen to Americans. They're idiots. They don't buy this stuff until it's way expensive. Then they try to buy it. But every time you take one of these from America, that's one less bomb that's dropping on your head, just so you know. We have 800 military bases around the world, and I'm tired of this country dropping these ounces. They will throw their gold and silver in the streets, and we've been doing it for decades, throwing it on top of people's heads, buildings, children, women, fighting age men, countries, all over the world. They've been throwing this metal on top of people, and they do that. 500 of these ounces in the tip of a monster box, right? Well, that's a monster box at the tip of a Patriot missile. 500 ounces. So every time you take one of these from this is the lifeblood of the military industrial complex, you're potentially saving a life. You want to be a lifesaver? Start taking this away from the elite. the war hawks. Does that make sense? You guys, I'm not trying to be a silver pusher. I'm not trying to be a silver pusher. This would actually be money too, but this is what fuels. I'm a veteran. I know this, guys. I know I'm a vet. I'm an honorably discharged veteran in the United States Army. I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy about what we've done. And that's why I'm trying to make a difference now. This is just something you can hold on to and pass on to your generation. I'm not telling you to buy this, to buy it, to get rich. That's not what I'm doing here. I've discovered something that's beautiful. I cannot believe what I didn't understand this sooner. There's 500 of these ounces in the tip of a Patriot missile that takes it to get it off the ground to its target, all the circuitry. If you take this from the military industrial complex, you've literally possibly saved a life. So take that as you will. I ain't pumping silver. It's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about trying to create a different way to stop fueling this system that goes out and just kills hundreds of millions of people with this metal, and has for decades. We are the war machine in America. All our wars. This has been a huge part of every war. World War I, World War II, and the current involvements all around the world that were involved. No, we don't use it as a defense weapon. They go send them all over and use it as an offensive weapon. Disgusting, filthy. It's not a defensive weapon. They fire those things all over. Yeah, they fire them for others, the SABs, the errors, the law to error, but they're all being used to kill people, to take out lives. So I don't care if it's in the defense person, you know, or not. We don't need none of that. All this is an apostasy, and we don't need none of this. We should be taking and focusing on our own borders, and not pointing things even outside of our own borders. But if that's the case, maybe, you know, but we send this stuff all over the world and fire it at everybody else. And so it's ridiculous how much. And yes, this Patriot missile goes out of a rocket and lands somewhere else. So no, it's not a defensive weapon. Or, right? Yeah. The Patriot is a defensive weapon, not an, right? Defense, no, it's an offensive weapon. It comes out and goes from a location and lands at another location. Defense, right? No, offensive. You got that backwards. It's all offensive. War doesn't decide who's right, but who's left. All of it's disgusting, filthy. It's mega death. And so I don't support it. So you got it backwards, don't you? Yep, it's all mega death. Yes, it takes off from a location and goes to another location. It needs to know where it's landing. So yeah, that's an offensive weapon. I think you got it backwards. Patriot missile. Yeah. Freaking people are so foolish. So either way, that's where I'm at on this. So I want you guys to hear this message, and if you can do something about it. This is in satellites, and they're using this directed energy weapons against people already, guys. And I'm sure there's a ton of this in this new technology, that's old technology, that's about to be released as well. So you can't tell me there's not a bunch of this in these satellites. A lot of these surface-to-air missiles, a lot of these land-to-air weapons. I bet you Russia uses a grip load of this, and their 500s, right? Their S-500s. I wonder how much that's in the Iron Dome. In the Iron Dome. How much silver do you think's in the Iron Dome over Israel? All those things that go off and like a Patriot missile. I bet you they use a ton of grip load in the Iron Dome. So this is a good way to take back our country peacefully and get them to stop throwing this in the streets at 500 ounces at a time. So they will throw their gold and the silver in the streets is already happening. I seriously do not know anybody else that said that too. For myself, forever, I thought, again, oh, well, they'll throw their gold and the silver in the streets because you can't eat gold or silver. They must be talking about maybe that's what they're talking about. But I'm telling you, everybody's waiting for this time for this metal to be worth nothing when they're already throwing this around the world by the tons and tons and tons. If there's 500 ounces of this in the tip of a Patriot missile, a smart bomb, okay, whether it's going after something else in the air or landing on the ground, it still uses these 500 ounces. Some in less than 3 and others, but again, 5 is a good number. And if you took this away from them, they couldn't be dropping that on somebody else. And remember too, every time they drop this on, a country, a nation, a state, a child, a woman, a man, it's decimated. It doesn't come back. It's gone. That's it. No more. So probably better just get this stuff back because every time they blow it up, it's gone. Makes sense? So I'm not pushing silver to you to try, hey, buy this because you'll get rich. I'm telling you, if you buy silver, you might be able to save human lives. And that's brilliant. And that's a beautiful example, if you ask me. So let's leave it at that, guys. Appreciate you coming in. I'm going to finish this one up for the night. Anybody want to make a donation here? I did have somebody make a donation last night, and so I'm not going to be able to sell my generator, which I'm really happy. He was pretty upset about me being able to have to take that generator to the pawn shop. So they covered what I needed. I'm super stoked about that. I just don't want to drive. I didn't want to drive into the town. I was really don't want to drive into town, but no, you're not going to tell me, mate, okay, how commodities work. I'm not trying to buy all the silver in the world. I'm trying to take as much as I possibly can, 1 ounce at a time. 1 ounce at a time there, Mark. 1 ounce at a time. Logarithmic decay. Stop thinking like a TikTok or a 30-second short. Please don't tell me about economics and commodities. I know very well how commodities work. This isn't talking about commodities. This is talking about saving lives. And you're talking about commodities. Are you serious? This world is so filthy, disgusting that people can't even get their head out of their fork point of contact. Filthy, filthy people just love their mega death. They love their economics. They love their agape is money, the love of it. This isn't about money. This is about taking it out of the hands and saving lives. Okay, that won't save anyone because you're an idiot. You don't understand. That won't save. Oh, no, it won't save lives. Oh, it's the lifeblood of the war machine called the United States of America that has 800 military bases that drops this on millions of people. You don't know anything. You're filthy, disgusting, and you people like you are the problem with this country. You think it's okay to bring up commodities when I'm talking about saving lives. People are so filthy. These hearts are waxed cold. I need to remember what the word of God says. Their hearts will be waxed cold. Oh, that's not going to save anyone. Oh, okay. So, anyways, I was able to get that taken care of. After being dropped my wallet, guys, I'm still not going to be able to get the money back from CashApp. They're just not going to cover my money, even with a police report. It's crazy, but it is what it is. Anybody want to make a donation to my work? I'll probably go buy a piece of silver or something with it. I haven't bought silver in 4 or 5 years. Maybe I'll go buy a silver eagle, but go try to put my money in something that might be able to trade for the land or something later. But I should be able to not be able to go to the pawn shop. I'm still going to have to do some switching, some things around, but I'm excited to not have to drive to town, not have to pawn that generator to pay the land payments out here because I can't get CashApp to cover my charges, which is crazy with a police report. How do you not get your charge? They're trying to say that I authorized the charges when the police report says he stole the card and he got charged with credit card fraud for using my card. Never met the guy in my life, never seen him. This world is so crazy right now. I cannot believe that you file a police report and you cannot get your money back. When somebody steals your money, they get charged with stealing your money, credit card charge in these companies. So I don't know what the scam is with this company, but I'm glad somebody, like I said, a gentleman last night, he wrote and he's like, I'm going to, I don't want you to take that generator into the thing. They're going to scam you. You're going to lose your money on it. And what happens if you can't go back and get it? What if something comes down? So I was blessed to be able to come up with the remaining, and I appreciate it, guys. Somebody filled in the gap for me there, and I have till tomorrow to get it taken care of. So right on time, the Lord provides. So I'm glad I don't have to go to this pawn shop and take this generator in there, because I need it. I need it to build out here. Hopefully the spring, it's still a little bit chilly out here, but we'll break in the air here soon, and I'll be able to get back to work out there, and I'll need it to fire over I've been mixing everything by hand with the concrete. I did all that. What does that say? Got hit by someone who that's simply because the other car was covered, twisted gray area. Should not be. Yeah, and somebody just recently, Jabro, kind of had the same issue. It wasn't his fault and stuff, and ended up charging him. He had to pay like $2,000 or something to try to get his truck fixed. Older gentleman, to get it all straightened out and the radiator. Yeah, did the same thing to him. Wouldn't even listen to the guy. Ended up putting it on insurance. His insurance, he's like 85 years old, and he pays like $350 a month for insurance, man. That's insane. Insane for an old man to pay that much for insurance on Social Security. So they did the same thing. So I know, man, there's others out there. I'm sorry, Deborah. They're just, God, these governments are filthy, and all these people who support all this stuff. So I apologize for going off. I just can't stand people who think it's okay to fund death and destruction. So I really do think, brothers and sisters, that I'm on something here. I think I'm not just in here telling you that this silver, you can take away this silver, you can take away their means to make all these machines, these DARPA machines, and all these, futuristic machines that they're continuing to pump out, and I believe one day could be used against the American public. So if not, then you got some silver to trade for some land or a tractor, and if it goes up, great, but it's not going to go to zero. I guarantee you that. Gold and silver in the last 7,000 years have never gone to zero. So go out there, and if you can, go get some of this stuff. It's pretty reasonably priced right now. Make sure you got beans and rice and something to protect it, right? And so a water filter, and then go charge out there and get this stuff, guys, because it's going to go up. It's going to go up. Silver's been $50 now 3 times in history. And so it's sitting at $25 right now, and that's very reasonably priced for the premium. Again, if you look around, there's a company online. Be careful. Don't just go buy from anybody. It's a reputable online company that's doing silver bars for 89 cents over spot right now. So premiums are really low. It doesn't even make any sense how low silver prices are right now, but I told you why I think they are. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. It's the lifeblood again of the military industrial complex. They'll throw their gold and silver in the streets. They already are. 500 ounces at a time. And, the tip of a smart missile. It's been going on for quite some time. So I'm not asking you to, because they're building this stuff and it's going to come. They're already doing this. They're already throwing gold and the silver in the streets. They're already throwing this on top of people's heads and throwing this on top of people's, buildings and cars and hospitals. And it goes everywhere, and they use it in drones, satellites, computers, aircraft carriers, helicopters, tanks, weaponry, all of it. It all has this silver in it. Okay, so please do me, you know, I hope you have an ear to hear what I'm telling you. So I'm not trying to get you to buy this to become rich. I'm getting you to buy this because I believe if you take this from them, they will have less chance at building weaponry to be used against the people. Okay? Hope that makes sense to you. I'm going to keep talking about this. I think it's brilliant. You know, I think it's brilliant. So, and I do know that it won't take, the market cap of silver is $900 billion. $900 billion. It's the smallest of all, you know, take the derivative market, you know, 150 some thousand of unfunded liabilities. How much is that student debt? If all that derivative market tries to pile into that little teeny tiny silver market, you're not going to be able to get silver. And I don't care what the price of it is, then you're not going to be able to get it. It'll be unaffordable, unaffordium, and then unobtainium. So, and that's when everybody will want it, guys. That's when everybody will want it. When it's, you know, when Bitcoin hits 250,000 again, you know, well, not yet. It's coming. People, it'll be on every street corner. They'll be talking about it. People, you know, same thing will eventually happen with gold and silver. I'm sure it's been suppressed for 100+ years. Gold is sitting at an all-time high. So eventually silver always plays catch up throughout all these cycles. Gold always leads out. Silver plays catch up and gets higher gains than gold, higher highs and lower lows. So then for an, you know, somebody's looking into it for like an investment, I'm not giving investment advice. If gold is sitting at an all-time high and silver is sitting at half of its price it was in 1980, what would be the better investment? I'm not giving you investment advice. So, but there you go. You know, the ratios between the two metals will close. Something about 89 or something, 88, 89. So, all right, 225 days is the countdown. It's 224 today because we are into the next day. So 224 days, 10, 24, 24, 220 days until that day. I hope you're ready. I hope you got enough silver and gold to before that day, because I don't think anywhere close to that day will we have the internet so you can kiss all your AppMex and JM Bullion and SD and all these online marketplaces. I don't think you're going to get access to that. So you better start making a relationship with your local coin shop. So God forbid you ever had to sell it. Maybe if silver does get worth a lot of money, and you might want to go trade it back pretty quickly for something to pay off your land, because he don't want no silver, but he'll take still some $100 bills. Have a relationship with your local coin shop right now, guys. Go down there and build a relationship with them so that one day you can have a good place to buy reputable metal and sell if you need to. So I encourage you right now, when you're done with this live stream, look up China buying gold. China buys gold right now, currently, and look at the people flooding into the gold market right now in China. The government's telling them to buy gold. You guys, the governments are telling these people to get ready in some countries. So not in America. They're telling you to buy World of Warcraft games and Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty and all that, you know, buy bigger boobies for your wife and, you know, get bigger rims for your truck. You guys can make an agreement. If she gets bigger boobies, you can get bigger wheels for your truck, right? You can make an agreement, do the good American thing, ride around donked out, right? Or get big mud tires or something, right? And she can get big mudders for her upper, yeah, or for her rack or whatever truck, whatever. Never mind. All right, guys, let's end it with a little humor there. I appreciate it, guys. Okay, much love. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for modding again for me, son. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Again, anybody want to make a donation to my Cash App, it'll be there. I'll probably go buy a piece of silver because I haven't bought silver in like 5 years. It's been quite a few since I bought silver, but I don't need any silver. Probably buy a bag of dog food, guys, is what I would buy. path of the righteous man is best on both sides by the selfish. Yep. So, yep. Be not partakers in the unfruitful works of darkness. That's what I'm trying to expose to you here, guys, and show you that these evil men use these militaries and equipment to do evil things to other people. So be not partakers. I'm here exposing what they do and showing you a way that we can work around them peacefully without lobbing any metal at anybody. Just take the metal back from them peacefully. All right, guys. Much love. I'll see you on the next live stream. Always Agape.